In this video, I'm going to share with you a very great story from one of my best books ever. Okay, so I want to share with you a story from a book that is very near and dear to my heart because it actually has the same name as my company. It is written by Price Pritchett and it's called A Quantum Leap Strategy. Some of you might know Price Pritchett as the author of a similarly small but very powerful book called U Squared. And it's all about how to make a quantum leap in your life. But the story I want to tell today has every bit to do with how you react to situations that you find yourself. So without further ado, I am going to read the story, and here we go. The story is entitled Chinese Handcuffs, and it says, I must have been in about 5th grade, maybe 11 years old, when my rural grade school out in West Texas had a Halloween carnival. One of the junky prizes I had won that night was a woven straw tube about 5 inches long. The red, green, and yellow bands of straw were threaded together in a diamond-shaped diagonal pattern. The toy puzzled me. I had no idea what I had pulled out of the carnival's fishing pond, so I threw it into the sack with the rest of the trinkets and cheap candy I'd won, forgetting about it until I saw another kid, an older kid, waving one of the same things around his finger. I've got one of those, I said. What is it? Chinese handcuffs. See, you stick your finger from each hand into it, and when you try to pull them out, you're trapped. Here, let me show you. Whoa, wait, how do you get out of it? I asked. Although the thing looked harmless, in fact, it looked plain boring. Oh, don't worry, he said. It's just made out of straw. I was skeptical. Something about this bothered me. Let me see you do it first, I said. Sure, he said, inserting a finger into each end of the hollow straw cylinder. Then he pulled his hands apart, and sure enough, the weave tightened around his fingers. Straw handcuffs. I can't get loose, he grinned as I stared down at the strands, clutching his 2 index fingers. Then he wriggled his hands and was free. Now you try it, he said. Make sure your fingers are in all the way so you can make it work. It worked. I crammed my index fingers in as far as I could and then tried to pull my hands apart. The straw tube gripped my flesh and held my fingers close. I was surprised, even stunned at the straw's refusal to yield. The more I pulled, the more firmly the Chinese handcuffs held me. I pulled so hard, my knuckles popped, but the straw dug deeper into my skin. The harder I tried, the worse it got. I started sweating and my face turned red. My fingers ached along with my pride, but I kept struggling. I knew that somehow it was possible to break free because I just watched the older kid do it. He was bigger and stronger, but so I assumed more effort was the answer. As it turned out, trying harder was the trick. Eventually, the older boy lost interest in the trick and shared the secret with me. Take it easy, just relax. Now push your fingers in instead of trying to pull them out. Give it a little twist. Now just ease your fingers out of the holes. It sounded all wrong, pushing my fingers into the Chinese handcuffs in order to get them out. Well, I did as he said though, and all of a sudden my left hand slid out of those straw clutches. Then I slipped the toy off my other finger, amazed at how easy it was to break free when I made the right moves. You know, that happened many years ago. Looking back, I can see how sometimes life is a lot like Chinese handcuffs. It can happen to anybody. You get caught in habits that look innocent enough and don't realize you've trapped yourself until you try to break free. It confuses and frustrates you when your struggles get unstuck. Your struggles to get unstuck don't help. Yet you see other people enjoying breakthroughs and you assume they must be stronger. They must be more capable or somehow better than you. So you conclude that trying harder is what you ought to do in order to break free of the bonds that hold you back. Let me share with you a little secret about breakthroughs. Consider trying easier. Relax. Take the pressure off. Try a new twist. The solution may just be as simple as slipping free from a pair of Chinese handcuffs. That is an amazing story. I hope you think so too. And I hope I did a good job relaying it and conveying it to you. But then the question then arises is, what Chinese handcuffs are you trapped in at this very moment? What are you struggling with? What are you stuck in? And then the question to that is, are you trying harder than ever to get out? Because much like Chinese handcuffs or quicksand, sometimes trying harder happens to be the trick. Have you sought objectivity with the problems that you face? Because sometimes we think, certainly I can figure it out, but being in the middle of that problem is hard to escape. It is said that it is hard to escape a prison if you do not know you're in one. So find somebody who can maybe give you good, informed, objective advice. I can be that person, but it doesn't have to be me. Find somebody who can look at your Chinese handcuffs and hopefully give you a winning combination to get out of it. Because trying harder is often is a formula for failure, for getting burnt out and not being very happy. Another thing to that is this. Sometimes the problems that actually keep us stuck are the small, seemingly almost harmless ones. Just like, that's just straw, right? But those are the ones that when we get trapped in, it forces us to keep trying harder because we figure we can do it. We can break free because it's just straw. So this video is a call to action for a re-examination of your current position. And whatever it is that you decide to do, wherever it is that you want to go, remember the story of the Chinese handcuffs, because I really think, if examined closely, could be the key to your breakthrough. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. My name is Nathan Akpan, Quantum Leap Global. No matter what, be the best you can be. Cheers and Godspeed.